I'm Staci Gustafson, author of the hashtag Defund Government Plan, and thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your interest. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to answer a question that I received after my first video, and I think it's an important question. The question is, who the H are you and why the F should I listen to another boomer? Okay. I think that's a reference to OK Boomer. And I think it's a really good question, so I'd like to answer it. Who am I? Well, I think the website oneworld411.com, which is the website that holds the Defund Government Plan, is the best evidence of who I am. I've been working on community solutions and that site in particular since 2012. And that is when I retired from the court reporting profession. And in the court reporting profession, that is where I learned a whole lot about executive decision making, how the judicial system works. I saw some things that I can't unsee, and it's stuff that I know about how things work, and I really want to bring that to the solutions that I have, and they're in there. Another thing that I learned in the legal profession is how to investigate things from all sides. When I had my first deposition, I heard the testimony of one side and I thought, oh my goodness, I know exactly how I would rule if I were the judge in this case. And I was lucky enough, it doesn't always happen, to then hear the other side of the case, and it opened my eyes. You have to hear every viewpoint before you make your decisions, and I pride myself on bringing that to the rules, the principles, and the plans that I've put together to help community. It's about reaching your own conclusions too. I think that it's important to get all sides from different sides. I think right now we're seeing a whole lot of one-sidedness. And so I really believe in listening to everybody. And I think there are more than two sides to everything as well. And using all of those viewpoints, I want to bring a solution that is universally beneficial. That's really what I am all about, is finding out the commonalities between everybody, the entire universe, finding out what we really all want that we have in common, and bringing solutions to make that happen. I'm really all about that too. And I believe in moving forward and not rehashing the past. I think that we've found out that rehashing the past is not effective. So I think we just decide what we're going to do, set a goal that is good for everybody, and head in that direction. Don't look back. All right. Lastly, I want to say that the hashtag Defund Government Plan, it asks you to follow 33 holistic principles. And that can sound kind of weird and pretty serious, but if you look at them, they're actually really pretty obvious ideas that you probably already do now or agree with. And I want to say that it's not a big, serious deal if a lot of people get to know these principles. And these principles are also our rights in the workplace, since the workplace affects all of the aspects of our life and our decision making and how we make goals for our family. So if people start to hear these rules and understand them, and we all have a common idea of where we want to go, that to me removes the biggest barrier to peace and prosperity, is fear of the unknown. So we all know that we have a common goal that has to do with family and taking care of people's needs. We're all heading in that direction, and we don't have to be afraid of each other because we know how to do it holistically, beneficially. And I wanted to read you very quickly the 33 holistic principles, which also form the basis of the new Constitution for Better Workplaces. I'll read them quickly. It's pretty simple. Diminish no one or nothing, as in do no harm. Obey the law. Be honest and clarify your language through definitions, because, boy, you really want to know what people are talking about and not misinterpret things. Be transparent. We want to know what's going on so we can make the best decisions for our family. We need to know the reality of what is going on in order to do that. Simplify. We don't need complexity. We need no more complexity. Let's just bring it all, simply simplify. Prioritize the viability of the whole, as long as it goes along with the standards. But we're going to take care of the whole, because if you break down the whole, then you've got nothing to support all of the pieces and parts of the whole. This is similar, but you want to benefit the most in number over the few, so long as it goes along with the principles. We could go into that more, but it is detailed in the principles here. We want to include everybody. Everybody needs to be included. Nobody left out. We can't have any people falling through the cracks anymore. We want to create choice over exclusive rules. No more rules that leave people out. We need choices. And getting into the businessy part, this is important, and it goes into all the things that we do in our lives. We need to use up-to-date guidelines and forms. We need to create effective availability. That means that all of this stuff that everybody needs to be actually available, not sitting in somebody's desk behind a lock and key and you have to go and ask for it. This needs to be available to everybody under any circumstances. That's right in the rules there. We need to create accountability. You've got to have a way to say, listen, you said you were going to do this and you didn't, and there's got to be consequences. People need to have avenues to hold businesses, corporations, governments accountable. Create fair and balanced and fair value exchange. If you're going to ask somebody for something in return, you don't want to just try to yank it out of them. There's got to be some basis for how you're saying, I think that I would like this instead, and here's why. There should be a real valid evidence, objective basis for the exchange. Use the appropriate decision makers, people closest to the issue. Publish you or your community or your company's direction, goals, principles, and guidance. Everybody needs to know what the goal is so that we all know how to get there. Create and use a single source of record, because when you have information spread across all different areas and then you have to coordinate everybody getting it together, and some of these people don't know if other people's information is correct, it can be just a horrible difficulty in corporations. So then employees end up throwing things together because they've just got to get this done, and you end up with a whole lot of bad information. And when you've got bad information, you make bad decisions. And the holistic principles point that out, and also the workbook makes sure that this stuff can happen in real life, simply. Create strong, current, accessible financial records. We all need that. Align your decision-making with your published direction, goals, principles, and guidance. Everybody should know what it is, and then make decisions that support that. Implement the universal job structure in the program. That is a way to make everybody have a common system all over the world so that you could go work here or there easily, and everything works everywhere. Create a published recruiting strategy based on market data. Market data is the central thing that makes everything run, and we can go into more of that at another time. Create a pay-for-performance strategy and incentives and bonuses. You want common things that are told and written so that people know how they can advance through their work. Nobody's hiding stuff. People are doing things behind the scenes. Everybody knows what's going on and what they can expect and how they can raise themselves through the system, whether it's a community or a family or a corporation or a government. Create standard work with standardized policies, problem-solving procedures, and product improvement and customer response system. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Build project management, interaction contracting into every form and communication so that you have it right there in front of you. All of the little things that you need to know to make sure that everything gets taken care of. Just build it in really simply, and that just means having areas on your form that say who's supposed to know about this, that type of stuff. Very simple. We've got forms that make this easy for you. Very important to have. Again, using peer market data and other objective measures for determining status and decision making. Really important to know what's going on with everybody so that you have this common level playing field that works for all of your choices. We're at number 27 here, almost done. Create a published exceptions policy with clear philosophy for promoting the equivalent exchange and adherence to contracts and agreements and policies. This is just a big deal I have found in companies. You know, you find out that your coworker went to somebody and found out an argument to get higher pay or more benefits, and how did they do that? And why did they get it? And I don't think that's right, so I'm not going to do it, but this doesn't seem fair. And so we have an exceptions policy form that takes care of those kind of issues that can cause a lot of upset people in the workplace and a lot of unfairness. It takes care of a lot of that unfairness. And create a published government's non-compliance report to capture incidents of non-compliance so that you know if your governance is working. This is all governance. It's just how should we do stuff, how do we make decisions, and there should be a way to keep records of whether it's working or not and make changes if you need to. Create a resources and satisfaction survey with results report to collect and communicate feedback on entity status and participant experience. As an employee, do you have the stuff you need to get your job done, or are you just having the whip cracked and they're saying, you need to have better quotas and meet your quotas, and you're like, yeah, but I don't have paper and I don't have the right forms, and I go to my department and the other department and they have equal problems and they can't help me. So this is to take care of that and make sure that you have pipelines of information full of the information that you need to do your job the way that you're asked to. And what is your experience about it? It collects data on whether you're happy or not. And employers really want to know whether you're happy or not, because that is a great indicator of the corporation's success. Number 30. Create a questionnaire for properly choosing a director or CEO based on objective evidence of 360-degree necessary skills and experience. If you are talking about leaders, they need to know a little bit about everything, all of the subsystems that go into a government, corporation, community, or even family. So this helps you find out what all do you need for your family or community in a leader, and then find out your gaps, your skill gaps, and what you need to fill in with other people below the CEO or your head, and this helps you do that. Number 31, create a published plan for stress reduction, including guidelines for work from home and zero headquarters options, guidelines for fair, beneficial work duties and work duration. I just have experienced that even if people say they have policies for breaks or lunches or accommodations at work, it isn't always the way it happens. And so I think that it's important to stress that there be a published plan so that there can be accountability and accommodation if it's not. And stress in the workplace, we all know it's just off the charts. We need a solution for that. Number 32, create a published records retention policy. It's just something that needs to be there so everybody knows how long you need to take care of to understand what was going on in the past. And I believe in keeping records for an incredibly long time so that you can go back and see how were decisions made, what did they think about, and how does that reflect on what happened and what we would do in the future. And then the last one, number 33, is a published discipline and dismissal policy. so that everybody knows what it is, what's going to happen, because it's incredibly difficult to work with your head on the chopping block all the time. It's like bosses will create that example. Okay, this person didn't meet their quotas, they're gone. And you know what? If you don't do that, you could be gone too. And it's incredibly difficult to work under that kind of stress, that you make one mistake and your lifeline, your livelihood, the food for your family is gone, just like that. We need to know how to meet these requirements and how to find a path to moving forward and not just your head on the chopping block. And so that is what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you very much for your question. And remember, there is the hashtag Defund Government Plan Town Hall deal in the Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/weareonefamily, WERONE family. And there for $10, it's an $18 value, you will get a copy of the document examples so that you know how to create your own crowdfunding project under the hashtag Defund Government Plan Project. Make your plan stand out. You'll get a instantly downloadable digital copy of the Holistic Governance Workbook, a children's book that adults love. I think you're really going to enjoy that. And a $10 or a genuine leather cuff bracelet with the hashtag Defund Government Plan laser engraved right in there. This is the medium size ring clasp. We have 3 sizes, and the large size comes in lots of hot colors. This is just a little charm that we have also available on the website that you can buy. Vintage glass, red heart, puffed heart. A lot of fun. That comes with the deal. You have a choice of 2 lengths in dark brown or black. This is the dark brown. It's an $18 value for $10. The downloads are instant, and the mailing is free. Or if you're buying the town hall deal for an in-person town hall to be announced on the dates, then I can message me and I can bring the bracelet to you. All right, thanks so much for coming and listening. Thank you for your interest, and have a great day.